are there deviations within your respective communities that can still fall under what you represent, or do you guys feel like you completely speak for your entire communities? Just to what extent?
I guess I'll go first. Technically, we are an affiliate of the Secular Student Alliance. It's a national group. We have been sanctioned to use their name as our club name. They have pretty lenient rules about who can be a member of the Secular Student Alliance. They include humanists, skeptics, agnostics, atheists, free thinkers. There's a lot of terms that people use when they're starting their Secular Student Alliance. Pretty much they agree to promote education, service, community, and activism within the community for things that we believe in. On that realm, we represent them as a student organization. As for atheists in general or around the world, we really don't have any say about their personal lives or beliefs. A lot of them do agree with us, and there's probably some surveys that will ask, what do atheists believe or what are population demographics. But like I said in the thing, we don't have any political or economic stances, and we don't speak for anyone who calls himself an atheist.
So I just wanted to comment in response to your question, also in addition to what Maggie said, that there are a lot of atheists or self-described atheists who have different reasons for being atheists. Not all of them have necessarily studied the Bible and theology in great depths or philosophy in great depths and then come to the conclusion that the most philosophically plausible answer to the question, does God exist, is that God does not exist. Also, not all atheists have studied scientific evidence and found that to be, the most reliable way of inquiring and understanding the natural world. There are, for example, a lot of atheists who are atheists because they read Karl Marx, right? Or they read some socialist or communist text, and they see the social consequences of organized religious beliefs, and they look at history, and they might find the actions of certain religious groups to be highly immoral, and on that basis alone, they might reject religion and be atheists. So I just wanted to say, I haven't covered all of the reasons why, atheists are atheists, but these are some of the reasons, and I think it's just worth it to be aware of those distinctions.
That is definitely true of atheists, and I did say that we don't represent all atheists. People that are more likely to be in a group like ours, like a National Secular Student Alliance, are probably more likely to have thought about it like we have. If you go, anyone who goes to the effort of joining a group probably has thought about it more than other people. Statistics in America, I think, show that there was one, I don't know how reliable it was, that showed that atheists knew more about religion than Christians did. I'm not really sure about that, but that was one thing, and yeah, I just wanted to point that out, I guess.
Hey, Luke. We're in the same major. Anyway, I guess across Christianity we have many different creeds, many different denominations. I can say that with confidence that what we've talked about tonight, primarily the gospel, all Christians can agree on that, because Christian unity is found in the gospel. A Christian is one who has repented of their sins and has believed the gospel. Anyone who has done this is a Christian. Anyone who has not, is not. Aside from that, there are different opinions. We all hold that, or those who have repented their sins believe the gospel, hold that the Bible is God's word. It is our supreme source. So I would say that, as a whole, we presented an orthodox, historical, Christian belief.
Thank you for your patience.
This goes way back. I've been waiting to ask this for a while. This is back when you were talking about heaven and hell debate, yeah, that's the first question. But you say that God gives us a chance to get into heaven like through love, like that's how He's loving, is giving us a chance, basically. I was just wondering, how is this different than, say, me like walking up to someone, like holding a gun to their head and saying, all right, out of love, I'm going to allow you to give me your wallet, or I'm going to shoot you in the face.
The button's on the bottom of this one. Well, I'd like to just make a few observations about your question there. First of all, in that scenario, I think it's fair to say that the wallet is rightly yours, and someone doesn't have a right to come and take it from you or, point a gun to your head. And the thing is, we don't have a right to eternal salvation. If we get what we deserve, we have a right to hell. And the fact that God, steps out in love and provides a way when He didn't have to is completely different than, say, someone trying to take something away from you that's already yours.
If I can just add one thing to that. C.S. Lewis said this. He said, there's two types of people in the world. The man who bends his knee to God and says, thy will be done. And the man who refuses to bend his knee to God, and God says, all right, thy will be done. When it comes down to it, what you will to do with God is exactly what you meet in your destiny. If you will to be with Him and worship Him, then that's, you'll be in heaven. But if you reject God, what is hell? Hell is the absence of God.
Thank you all very much. So both of our organizations invited you all for about an hour's worth of formal questions and conversation. But I know both groups are excited and interested in staying as late as 10 o'clock tonight to answer any questions you guys might have informally or to inspire any small group discussion that might exist within the room. Just for a question to transition us out of the formal part of our dialogue. If you guys, both of your groups, if you'd be willing to share about what would you ask for from the Clemson community to make you feel affirmed and included in the institution and in surrounding areas? Yeah, great.
Well, each, answer it briefly. What would make us feel included? I guess we already kind of feel included. I mean, we're here, we're able to express our opinions, we're able to put up flyers and have a group like this. There wasn't any negative responses. Forming our group, we kind of anticipated there might be. Nobody's ever really come up to us out of hate or, claim that we should shut down or something. As an institution, I don't know, I think I'm kind of happy as long as that doesn't change. I know I've had some experiences in classes where there might have been overstepping boundaries with religion in school, but on the whole, I think that Clemson has given us a pretty good opportunity so far.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that fairly well. I'd say that mostly, at least myself, I feel pretty included, though. Just as long as it stays civil, it's fine.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Matt and Maggie. Just the fact that we're allowed to exist and that we aren't openly persecuted, that's definitely a plus. We definitely appreciate all the open-mindedness, and we definitely hope that everybody come. We're glad everybody came out to hear us out, and we'd be glad to talk to everybody else in the future.
Yeah, it's all well said. I have nothing to add. Me neither.
I suppose all I have to say is, I hope y'all will stick around. We're more than happy to discuss more. and I'll pass it off to the rest of the team.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming. I think we're all just thrilled that Clemson is willing to have events like this, and that we can sit here and talk to each other. Civilly like this is a great thing about being in this country and being in this institution.
And again, thank y'all. Hope you stay, I mean, it's not over till 10 o'clock, so hope you stay to ask more questions.
The question, it was kind of what do you hope to see from the Clemson community? Okay. I've actually never thought of that before. That's a very good question. I mean, I don't feel that we're squelched or hushed or anything like that. I think in general, of course, I'm speaking about Clemson because it's what I've experienced. I think a lot of people have a lot of apathy towards just the whole belief in God, or Christianity in general. I think especially in the Bible Belt, it's easy to claim to be a Christian and not live it out. So I think what I'd like to see is people seeing that this matters, and if you claim to be a Christian, then really research what does that mean. And if you don't, then that's cool. At least you're taking a stance on it rather than kind of riding the fence and being apathetic towards it.
You took the words out of my mouth.